The morning sun filtered through the window, casting a warm glow on the chaos of her bedroom. Athena sat on the edge of her bed, gazing at her reflection with a mixture of hope and apprehension. She was on the brink of her first real practical exam, an opportunity to prove, not only to her peers but to herself, that she belonged here. Yet, the shadows of doubt lingered at the corners of her mind. With a deep breath, she reviewed her mental checklist. Anatomy, physiology, dissection techniques, cardiac rhythms. It was an array of essential knowledge she had painstakingly absorbed. Yet the most daunting task loomed, executing that knowledge under pressure. The stakes felt monumental, each concept like a puzzle piece she was expected to assemble flawlessly in front of an audience. She decided to meet Maya before class for a final pep talk. As they stood near the entrance of the lab, she noticed Maya's steady demeanor and wished she could absorb that calmness. "You've got this, Athena. Just remember to connect what you've learned with your hands," Maya encouraged, her eyes sparkling with confidence. With each passing moment, Athena felt the clock ticking. The anticipation was electric, yet undeniably suffocating. Dr. Ramiro's voice echoed in her mind about the importance of respect for the cadavers and the necessity of precision. She had embraced the emotional weight earlier. Now could she carry it into execution? When they entered the lab, the sharp scent of formaldehyde filled her lungs. Bodies were arranged before them, a somber reminder of the life skills they were about to hone. The lab had become a second home over the weeks. Yet today it felt like an arena where her fears would clash with her resolve. "All right, class. Today we'll perform our first comprehensive dissection," Dr. Ramiro announced, his tone commanding as the other students shuffled into position. Athena's heart raced viciously. She picked up her scalpel, hands trembling as she approached her assigned body. There it was, that fear creeping in again, the echo of Ryan's mockery still fresh in her mind. But she could no longer afford to allow his words to suffocate her ambitions. "Each cut reveals understanding," she reminded herself as she took her first steady slice. The cadaverous structure lay bare before her, each layer of muscle, fat, and sinew telling a story. The intellectual knowledge she had amassed surged to the front as she navigated her dissection with tentative confidence. As she moved through the session, the initial waves of anxiety receded, replaced by the burgeoning realization of her capabilities. Every mistake was a lesson, a chance to showcase her growth. "Focus," she urged internally, driving herself forward as she meticulously worked through the complexities of anatomy. Midway through the session, Dr. Ramiro approached her table, evaluating her technique. Her stomach twisted in knots. Would he criticize or praise? "You're executing the dissection with care, Athena," he said, nodding. His acknowledgement washed over her like a cool breeze, and she felt a flicker of pride igniting within her. The challenge of the practical quickly morphed into a demonstration of her evolving talent. Each observation strengthened her connection to the material, and, paradoxically, her nervousness transformed into exhilaration. But the day wasn't just about anatomy. It was an internal battlefield. Athena felt a sense of liberation blossoming from within. She was constantly unearthing layers of her own resilience. With every cut, she confronted not only the cadaver but the doubts that others cast upon her. They were no longer overwhelming. They had become dust particles in the light of her determination. When her session ended, she left the lab buoyed by a wave of accomplishment, but a familiar voice halted her. It was Ryan, leaning against the doorframe, arms crossed. "Looks like you managed to get through without passing out. But don't think it's over." Something inside Athena shifted. "It's not over, Ryan," she said, meeting his gaze boldly. "It's just the beginning. I'm ready for whatever comes next. Bring it on." As she walked away, a flicker of resolve shone bright against the specter of doubt. Athena knew that she was no longer defined by others' expectations. Her journey was unfolding, one skilled cut at a time, and she was ready to embrace the unexpected challenges ahead. With courage swelling within, the next confrontation awaited, an unexpected benchmark that would truly test her belief in herself. Could she withstand the pressure when it came not just from her classmates, but from the very institution meant to support her? Athena stood in front of the massive glass doors of the Maplewood Medical Center, heart racing with both trepidation and excitement. Today marked the culmination of her arduous journey through academia and self-discovery, And at this moment, she felt poised to conquer the world she had only glimpsed from afar. The once insurmountable obstacles now appeared manageable, dwarfed by her persistence and newfound confidence. Having accepted the internship position with Dr. Collins, the urgency to prove herself propelled her forward. Each new day had brought her closer to discovering not just the intricacies of medicine but the depths of her own strength. The whispers of doubt that used to echo in her ears fell silent. She had embraced the challenges, transforming them into stepping stones toward her goals. Her morning soared with purpose now, filled with the echo of knowledge she had actively acquired. The anatomy lab, case studies, and myriad encounters with patients ignited her resolve. As she stepped into the bustling hallway of the ER, a wave of energy surged through her. The scent of antiseptic hung in the air, a reminder of the intensity of her chosen path. Nurses moved swiftly, their voices blending into a symphony of urgency and competence. She had studied this world meticulously. Now, it was her turn to become part of it. "Good morning, Athena," Dr. Collins greeted her, a reassuring smile etched on his face. She felt a rush of warmth wash over her, his unwavering belief in her potential lending her strength. "Ready for your first day?" "I am," she replied, voice steady and firm, a reflection of her transformed self. The first task unfolded quickly. Dr. Collins led her through a flurry of activities. The chaotic rhythm of the ER demanded immediate attention to patients who needed the most. Athena engaged with each case, her heart swelling with purpose as she found herself making decisions, speaking to patients, and absorbing the constant barrage of new information. Each interaction fortified her identity as a future physician. Amidst the whirlwind, Athena glanced around and found Maya, now working alongside her in a different capacity. The shared grit they experienced firsthand created an unbreakable bond, a lifeline amidst the chaos. Just last week, they had navigated the challenges of exams together, and now they stood shoulder to shoulder in pursuit of their dreams. After several hours, Athena emerged into the tranquil break room, where she took a moment to collect her thoughts. In addition to her assignments, she had begun organizing study sessions for newer interns, a decision that felt empowering. Reflecting on her initial hesitance during anatomy lab, it delighted her to channel her experiences into teaching others. She realized teaching wasn't merely sharing knowledge. It was affirming her own mastery while igniting other sparks of potential. Athena's courage was recognized later that day when Dr. Collins called an impromptu meeting. A group of senior physicians had gathered, and she felt a ripple of anxiety race through her. Standing alongside experienced practitioners, the weight of their expectations hung thick in the air. But Dr. Collins turned to her. "Athena, why don't you present the findings on the patient you assisted earlier?" Her heart raced anew, but this time she drew on her experience, articulating her insights with clarity. Each statement dripped with a newfound conviction that she had cultivated over months of navigating doubts and transforming fears. As she spoke, she saw nods of approval from the group, including former skeptics like Ryan. They were witnesses to her evolution, as she moved from an uncertain intern to a burgeoning professional capable of handling pressure and complexity. When she concluded, a deep silence fell before the applause erupted. Their feedback, supportive and affirming, revitalized her spirit, grounding her in the reality of what she had achieved. In that moment, ambiguity faded into clarity. She belonged here, and her journey was not merely one about survival but about blossoming. In her authenticity, over the following weeks, Athena tackled each challenge head-on, embracing her role with fierce dedication. As her confidence solidified, so did her professional reputation. She was recognized as a valued asset to the team, her voice respected and influential. Finally, the culmination of her transformative journey was marked by a special acknowledgement ceremony at the hospital. She stood, proudly holding her award for outstanding achievement in her internship. The applause that filled the room echoed like a chorus of validation, replacing the doubt that once clung relentlessly to her heels. Athena savored this recognition, knowing it was not just a trophy but a testament to her perseverance and growth. She had conquered misconceptions, both external and internal, emerging with a solid confidence that felt more than earned. It was deserved. As she left the ceremony, she stood outside under the wide-open sky. The horizon stretching before her was painted in shades of vibrant opportunity. The legacy of her grandmother, the sacrifices of her mother, and the companions she made along the way converged into a newfound clarity. She would forge her path, melding her past with her ambitions. With renewed purpose, Athena knew she was not just chasing a dream. She was living it each day, embodying resilience and commitment, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The future was hers to shape. Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive emotional stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm seriously. It makes a difference. Comment your reactions and theories about the ending. Join the conversation. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this conclusion. Don't wait even one more second to share. True fans of personal overcoming stories understand the importance of supporting the channel through these actions.